Good evening, everyone. How are you? Simon back here for a different video for you folks. This is a video based on football, so if you don't like it, well, it is what it is. So you don't have to watch it, but I'm doing my predictions for the 24-25 season of the Premier League. Now I'm going to give my sort of obviously the top four, the top six, pretty much all the mid-table teams and the relegation teams. I'm also going to do probably the Golden Boot winner, the most goals of the Premier League. I'm going to do the biggest disappointment, and obviously going to do the surprise team as well, which is something a little bit different. I suppose you want to sort of call it an overachievers. I suppose is probably could be the team. Well, probably could be the word I'm sort of looking for more than anything else. Anyway, so we are going to be very, very boring. So we are going to start mid. No, should we start mid-table, folks? I don't know where to start. Do you know what? I'm going to start from the bottom. So why not? So here we go. So 20 teams in the Premier League. So here we go. My prediction. So in 20th place, it comes to no surprise really, to be fair, who I've put in 20th place. And that is Southampton. Now, yes, I know they sort of come up through the playoffs, but I mean, it wasn't the. I mean, I know times obviously sort of changed, and obviously times are sort of different now because it's a few months ago, a couple of months ago. But I just don't think Southampton got enough, and I just don't feel that they're going to have enough to stay up. And because the Premier League is so tough now for all the teams that do come up from sort of like the Championship, and it's going to be very hard. And I just think Southampton, I think they really are going to struggle. And I've put them in 20th place, so sorry Saints, that's my predictions. But like I say, everyone will probably have different predictions. This is just my predictions. I'm not going to say I'm right. I'm not going to say I'm wrong. It's just what I think possibly might happen. Anyway, so in 19th place, it breaks my heart to say this, but my beloved Leicester City, I think will finish 19th. I just don't think. I think times are really, 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 really tough. Well, it's all teams. I mean, for all the, like I said earlier, all the teams that are coming up, it's going to be really tough for them, and including Leicester. To be fair, I just think it's just like I say, not enough really. I mean, Leicester sort of seem to be losing strikers through injury and letting them go. The best players are gone. Well, sorry, their best player gone in my eyes, which was Dewsbury Hall. So yeah, but I just think they're going to finish 19th. I don't think there's going to be enough there, and I think obviously with the obvious stating the points deduction thing, as well, possibly coming through pretty much any time through the season, which is just ridiculous in its own compared to some of the teams, which I probably will get into a little bit later on. So yeah, so probably gonna just put Leicester 19th. Really, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they finish bottom as well. To be fair, but I just think I just think they're just gonna just be above last place, which is horrible to say about my own club, but it is what it is anyway. So let's get on to the next team, and it comes probably as no surprise. Ipswich team has come up. I think of all the teams out of the three, even though technically Ipswich not got the best players, but they play better as a team. I'm not saying Southampton don't, Leicester don't. I just think all round, I think Ipswich is just a better team, as in sort of like a better squad than that. I think there's too many individuals at Leicester. I'm not saying Southampton are rubbish, but it's just my prediction. You know, they well, these teams are going to lie. But anyway, so yes, I put Ipswich 18th, but I think it's going to be very, very close this year because with other teams who've lost their better players, obviously, I think will sort of tend to struggle. Which brings me on, to, obviously, to the next team. But so yeah, so basically the teams that come up are going to go straight back down in my eyes. So I've gone next team now. Might come as a little bit of surprise. I've gone for Wolverhampton Wanderers now. I heard it through the grapevine that apparently the Wolves are actually like a really, really rich club and they're just not buying anyone. So, and obviously with the Premier League being it is what it is, you have to spend money. But the problem is, you spend money, you can get sorts of points deductions, which is just ridiculous. But I'm not going to get into that anyway, so I'm just going to bore you to death. So Wolverhampton, I think they're just going to struggle this year. But it's going to. I mean, the bottom, apart from probably Leicester and Southampton, I think between 18th to 15th, I think this year is going to be very, very, very tight with players. So like I say, with the lower teams losing their sort of better players, I just think we'll see what happens anyway. So in 16th place, I've got Everton. Yes, Everton, boring Everton. Still got them. I don't think they're going to finish any higher than where I've put them 16th. I just don't think they've got enough quality. Obviously losing one of their best players, Onana. Really sort of rate him highly, and obviously he's gone to Villa, I believe now. I just think they're really going to struggle. Like I said, they're going to be in a relegation battle. I think they'll stay safe. I just don't think they'll personally go any higher. Maybe a place into the higher 15th or something like that. I don't think they'll go any higher than that. I just think other teams are better, and that's just the honesty of it. So in 15th, I've got Fulham. Obviously losing their sort of best. I think they've lost Pelini. I think they've lost them now. They've lost another striker, I think, who is now playing for us. I can't remember his name. I should know, considering I'm a Leicester fan. That's just terrible with me. So like I say, I think Fulham, like I say, are going to be one of them other teams that are going to sort of struggle. I think they'll be battling relegation as well. I know it sounds stupid to say between 15th to 20, but I really think between, like I said, 18th to 15th, it's going to be really, really tight. It could be the other way around. You just never know. So anyway, into 14th place, I've gone Bournemouth. Now, I'd say it's a bit disrespectful considering how well they did last year, but I think the reason is I put them in 14th. I know they say one player doesn't make a team, but I mean, Dominic Solanke, sort of a big player for Bournemouth, and obviously now he's gone elsewhere. I just think they're going to struggle, and who's going to get the goals, and possibly they could be in a relegation battle as well. You never know. So, but yes, I've got Bournemouth finishing 14th. Now 13th, Nottingham Forest. I got 13th. I think they'll sort of do right. I think they'll probably take 13th. I don't know. I mean, obviously every team would like to finish a lot higher, of course they would, but I just think I think they're just going to be there. Thereabouts. They could finish mid-table. I mean, they're not too bad. So they've got a good squad. Pains me to say it, but I know it sounds so great because they're in the, because obviously being a Leicester fan and all that. But anyway, it's nothing to do anyway. But I don't think they're really gonna they're gonna be in the balance between 13th and 10th. But I've put them in 13th because I just think some of the other teams might be a little bit better. Right, so we're slowly going towards the top half, not quite yet, but in 12th place I've got Brentford. So at the moment they've still got Ivan Toney. They've still got for me, their best player is by a mile. I mean, they could finish lower than 12th, they could finish higher than 12th. Brentford are a very, very unpredictable side. They're one of them sort of sides, a bit like the next team who I'm going to mention in a second. I think they'll be all right. I don't think they're going to struggle too badly this year. I think they did sort of struggle a little bit last year, but I think come this year, I think they'll do all right. I really think they'll do all right, and I think 12th. I think if you offer 12th for Brentford fans this year, I don't think I think they'll take it. To be fair, anyway. So there we go. So the next team, like I say, I sort of briefly I'm going to mention is obviously Brighton. Sort of solid season again last year. Didn't really sort of do too much wrong. I don't think they're going to sort of be too much higher than where they are. I mean, possibly 10th, possibly 9th. But yeah, they're doing really. I think they'll do really, really. I mean, not being disrespectful to them. I think, like I said, I think 11th is about where I put them. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm sort of in between, sort of yes and no, of where to be lower or higher. But anyway, so yeah, so going into the top half of the Premier League, in the mid-table, I am going to say Crystal Palace. Yes, Crystal Palace indeed. So they still sort of have their couple of decent players, and obviously they've been linked to Zaha, who seems to be probably the name at the moment, sort of going around. Obviously, he's been, excuse me, with that notification coming up. He's also been obviously linked to Leicester as well, but I think that's sort of died down now, and I don't think he will come to Leicester as much as I'd like him to come to Leicester, but I think the wages and that I think it'd be a bit too much, and I think they've just said no, we don't want him. But yeah, so go back to Crystal Palace. I think they've finished mid-table. Play some very nice, decent football, and obviously at home, you know, they're so good at home, it's just ridiculous, and they don't lose many games at home. And I think that's where they'll finish. I don't think they'll finish much lower than that. To be fair, could even finish higher than that. You never know. So next, I have got West Ham United. Now, for me, like I say, I think this will be an interesting season for West Ham. Obviously, now with no David Moyes, and obviously got the new manager in. I can't pronounce his name because I've got no chance. So anyway, but yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting season for West Ham, and obviously signed some very sort of decent players. A player who I wanted at Leicester, Somerville, from Leeds United. Sort of did want him at Leicester because I rate him really highly. I think he'd be decent, and I think he'll do decent for West Ham. Now, I possibly could have put West Ham a little bit higher, but I think with the teams that are ahead, I think that's probably where they finish. But I think it's going to be very tight between 6th and 9th this year. It's going to be a lot tighter than possibly you think. But yeah, West Ham is the team. And for me, now mentioning West Ham, I've actually put the surprise team as West Ham because I think they will surprise a lot of people. Hence why I put surprise team. I think that, like I said, I think they could, like I said earlier, I think they could finish top 6. You just never know. They could finish top 8. I don't. I just think because of the players they've signed, and there's some decent players as well, like Fulkrug and like I say, Somerville, even Wan-Bissaka, Kilman, and that. So they've signed some decent players, and I think they will have a very good season. That's my surprise team anyway. So there we go. Right, so getting to the top 8 now. This sort of close to the juicy part now. In 8th, this is probably a bit disrespectful towards them, but I'm putting them in there just for the sheer sake that even though they've made quite a few signings, a couple of signings already, I they might finish higher. I was so torn between the top 4 to 8. You could put these literally anywhere. To be fair, it's going to be so close this year with the 4th to 8th, and oh, I think I've changed my mind about 7 or 8 times. I just can't predict. It's just ridiculous. But I've wrote it down, and I think this will be where they are at. So I've put Manchester United in 8th place. Yes, I know. Disrespectful to them. I know they've signed De Ligt. They got Xerxes. And I think they've signed obviously the young centre back, but I think he's out for like 2 or 3 months, which is a shame because he looks quite decent from what I've sort of seen videos of him. Yeah, so but it's going to be a big miss because I think defensively Man United are struggling, but they got De Ligt in now, and I think he's going to provide some sort of solidity in that back four, hopefully, or back three, whatever formation they do. But anyway, so there we go. So I've got Man United for 8th. Now, like I said as well, just before I crack on to the next team, I did sort of say briefly between 4th and 8th, it could be any of these teams that finish wherever. I'm just sort of going to put it on the basis of what I think, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was like the other way around to what I'm going to do. So, but anyway, let's move on to the next team. So the next team I have put Tottenham Hotspur. Now I could have, like I said, put them higher, and obviously with their signing of Dominic Solanke, I think it was 50 million. I think it was or something. That might be more, might be less. I don't know. Somebody's bound to tell me, and I think they will. It wouldn't surprise me if they finish 4th. It wouldn't surprise me if they finish 8th. That's how it is between the 4th to 8th. Like I said, I keep banging on about it. Oh. So anyway, so yeah, so I've got Tottenham 7th. Like I said, they got a son, Dominic Solanke. And I just think that's where they will be. I don't think they'll go too much higher than that. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying now. I don't know what I'm saying. Who's to know? In other words, who's to know anyway? Right, so bringing into the top 6 now, the sort of more the juicy areas. I've actually gone Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Where do we start with Chelsea? Well, with the amount of money they've spent in the last few years, it's just ridiculous. And obviously, buying one of my favourite players from my club, Leicester, well, not my club, but my club I support, Leicester City, as in Dewsbury Hall, sort of very sort of obviously sort of quite upset he left, but we had to sort of sell players obviously, and that got good money. I think what 30 million. I think it was 35 million. I'm not too sure anyway, but yeah. So I got, like I said, I got Chelsea finish in sixth, and obviously with their star player, Cole Palmer. I think he's gonna. I think he's going to shine bright, and I think he's probably going to possibly get the most assists this season. So keep an eye on that. I'm probably going to regret saying that, but I think um, that's my way head at way for Chelsea. Now, so into the top five, the juicy top five. So I've gone fifth place. I've gone for Aston Villa. Yes, Aston Villa in the Champions League, and great to see your Midlands club doing so well. Really sort of happy for them, and obviously, and they've got a sort of really good squad. I mean, they ain't got superstars, but they've just got some really quality players, and sorry, not super. That makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. They ain't really got superstars. They've just got really quality players and a good squad sort of thing. There's a difference between superb players and quality players, I suppose. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, so I think generally they've got a good squad, 15 and that lot. And obviously, I think they're probably, I don't know if they're going to get any more additions in. I do not know. And obviously, with the signing of Nana, I think is, and he'll add some quality to Aston Villa, obviously, and I think they'll do well. And also, I think they will sort of surprise a few people in the Champions League as well. I think they will get through their group stage, even though I don't know. Well, the draw. I don't know if the draw's been done or not. I don't think it has. Anyway, of course it hasn't, Simon. Oh, I'm pathetic. I should have searched already, shouldn't I? Research everything first, but anyway. But yeah. So I've gone Aston Villa at fifth. Yeah. So good luck to them. That's all I'll say. So in the top four, yes, the juicy top four. As I keep banging on about juicy this and juicy that. So I've gone for surprise. I've gone for Newcastle United. Now they have players. They've had a lot of injuries sort of last year through the season. Obviously, and being in the Champions League, that doesn't sort of help, and it sort of affected their league sort of as well. And that, but they've got players coming returning like Tony Oli and that lot. And I think, like I say, he's a very good player, quality player. And I just think this year, like I said, I think they'll do a lot better this year. And I don't know how many more signings they're gonna make. I just think there's something about them. I just think they're going to be one of the mystery teams this year. I mean, I could have put Villa, to be fair, in fourth. Like I said, I was very, very close to putting Villa in fourth, but I just think there's something about Newcastle. I think that will get them into the top four. So, now, interesting top three. So, the top three in third place probably does not come as a surprise, but I've actually put Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp now leaving. Sad to sort of see him go. Quality manager. Brought the best out in players. And I think he will be a big missing, obviously, with Arne Slot. Big shoes to fill. And the signs are good so far from what I've seen. They look very, very good. Not made no signings yet, which is a bit of a surprise, but I don't think they need many. I think defensively they might need probably another couple of players. I mean, if obviously Van Dijk or Kanate get injured, and obviously they got Kwanzaa, who I sort of rate very, very highly. I just think they're just gonna miss the top, obviously top spot. Now, I sort of, in my head, I've predicted the top three. I think there'll only be about 6 points in between the top three. And that's saying something in it, really, to be fair. So I think it's going to be a very, very, very tight season. And yeah, Liverpool in third place. So, well, the big two. So here we go. So in second place, and as much as it's sort of like same old, same old. Unfortunately, I have gone for Arsenal. As much as I like the style of their football, I just think they're gonna fall short yet again. It could be their season. Last year, I really, really thought they were going to do it. They was playing some wonderful football. They have been playing wonderful football for the last few years, and there's sort of progressed so much under Arteta, and I just think, could it be their season this year? It wouldn't surprise me if they did, but I just think with the quality that the team who I've put obviously above them have a bit more about them, and I think they have a better squad in general, and I think that's the reason why I've put the team ahead of them in first place. So Arsenal, sorry, but you go in second again, I'm afraid. Anyway, right. So I've been going on this video for 20 minutes now, and it's like I say, it's it's gone on too long already. But anyway, so in first place, and it comes no surprise. It's surprise. It's Manchester City. There's no, like I say, no surprise. I mean, they've not really sort of made too many sort of signings from what I know of. Somebody's bound to probably tell me sort of different. But they still have so much quality, and with a load of youngsters as well, sort of thing. They've got some quality youngsters now, and obviously with like say Phil Foden, they've got, I mean, I can go on forever the list of players they've got, but I just think Man City just have a little bit too much, and I think they'll have a little bit too much again for everyone else. Now, like I said, the top three this year, I did separate them for about 5 or 6 points. I think it's going to be mega, mega, mega tight, but I just think Man City, they don't sort of in the games where they sort of like, you sort of think, well, they might struggle, but they don't. They just tend to get a result, whether it's a 1-0 or 2-1. They just tend to get a result. It's like with no disrespect to with no disrespect, sorry, to Liverpool or Arsenal, they tend to have this silly 2 or 3 results where they sort of like lose and draw against like, and I don't mean this in disrespectful ways to say like Liverpool go away to sort of like, I don't know, sort of like Bournemouth or Fulham or something like that, then get sort of like a silly draw or loss or something like that. I think that's the reason why I think I've put mainly Arsenal, Liverpool second and third, because I think Man City just have that bit more about them, and I think they win the Premier League. I think they win the Premier League by about 3 points. And like I said, I don't think it's going to be. It could be more than that, and might surprise. And it could even be Arsenal, like I said, that finished up. So, well, there we go. So that is my predictions for the Premier League. So going from bottom to top. So I've got Southampton, Leicester, Ipswich, Wolves, Everton, Fulham, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, Brighton, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, Villa, Newcastle United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and top. And winning the championship again is Manchester City. There we go. There we go. It's all done. So going into the quick 2 things, like I said, I think the biggest disappointment, the Golden Boot. It probably comes as no surprise the Golden Boot would probably be Haaland. Now I think Salah or Nunes is sort of like, I mean, how many chances does that bloke need to score? But anyway, I think Nunes will do well this year. I think for Liverpool, I think Salah will do this well for Liverpool. Ollie Watkins for Villa, I think will do really well for Villa. I've just said Villa twice, I don't know why. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much that. I think really, I think Haaland will. I think he'll probably get about 27, 28 goals, and I think that'll be enough to win the Golden Boot. But it could be more, could be less. You never know. So yeah, so. Now, my biggest underachievers, I think, it's not because I'm not a fan of them. It's just I just think realistically, I just think because because of the big club mentality they sort of have, I just think they're going to be sort of like not really thereabouts this year. Even though I sort of said earlier in the video they could be they could get fourth, they could get seventh, they could get eighth, sixth or fifth. You never know. But I've put the biggest underachievers I think will be Manchester United again this year. I know they've made some sort of positive signings and that, and obviously, like I said, with the sort of young defender they signed, obviously he's now injured straight away. Like I said, I just think they're going to underachieve again. A lot of Man United fans are going to be disappointed, obviously. Again, unfortunately, this season. So yeah, so there's that. But yeah, but it is what it is, and that's football. So there we go. So that is my predictions done and dusted, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Listen to my voice for a good 25 minutes, so sorry for boring you folks. Me waffling on for ages, but you know, I can't help it, sorry, but it is what it is. So Anyway, so I'm going to stop the video there, folks. And like I say, thanks for watching. And like I say, don't forget it a thumbs up. And obviously, give brilliant for your support if you can subscribe as well. And give me your predictions on what you think will happen this year in the Premier League. Who your surprise team will be, your biggest underachievers, Golden Boot, and obviously relegation as well. So yeah, there we go. So that's it, folks. So take care and stay safe as always, folks. And I shall hopefully see you soon for another video soon of possibly another predictions of probably halfway through the season, which I will do, and I'll see where we're at then. And if I'm not making no sense, but anyway, so take care, folks, and stay safe. And I hope you enjoy the video, and I shall see you soon for some more, hopefully, football videos. Take care, folks. Bye.